quarterback injury issue that did not pop up for this specific quarterback until the final game of the season. The 49ers, they get Brock Purdy back on the field. And there is such a strange vibe around the 49ers. Everybody except Brock Purdy is holding their breath. Everybody except Brock Purdy is worried about whether or not he can stay healthy. Everybody except Purdy is freaked out. And it's because what have we seen from the 49ers since Jimmy Garoppolo arrived in 2017? It's one injury after another. It's one quarterback issue after another. It's one bad decision after another. And they finally have something in the guy who was the last pick in the 2022 draft. And he was back over the weekend, plays for the first time since that elbow injury, 4 for 5, 65 yards in one drive, resulted in a field goal. And that's a box you check.
Yeah,
you feel good about where he is,
right? And
you build on that, and you get him ready for week one.
Yeah, he looked like we remembered him looking, right? He certainly didn't. I didn't sit here and go, oh well, he doesn't quite look like himself yet. He needs a little more work. I mean, it was impressive. Again, just like Tua, you just felt like, wow, he's really comfortable. He knows where he's going with the football. There's no doubt about that. They got everybody involved. Deebo Samuel looks like a different guy. He shed at least 10, 15 pounds, so he's got an extra rocket up his ass now. Ayuk looked good. I mean, they had it all going. And you know, Brock Purdy, it's funny to listen to my friend Shanahan talk about him a little bit. You don't hear Shanahan gush about quarterbacks, and not that he gushes about it, but there's no doubt who the man is there right now. And you can tell that he's confident in him. The rest of the team is. And, good for him to get out there, kind of shake the cobwebs off, and he looked like he did right before the NFC Championship game.
I was on KNBR with John Lund and Greg Papa last week, and
Yeah.
there's just this weird edge where they think it's us against the world, and the 49ers fans just have this attitude about the national media. And I guess some of it is deserved. But they asked me at one point, why is it that the national media doesn't believe in Brock Purdy? And I said, ho, wait, whoa, you must not watch our show, guys. We never said we don't believe in Brock Purdy. If Shanahan believes in him, we believe in him. That's how it works. Guy runs his offense to the satisfaction of the guy who's in charge, and he's the guy.
Yeah.
If he can run that offense, and if Kyle Shanahan believes in him, then I believe in him. It's that simple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Kyle Shanahan believes in him, and he raves about him, and he's the guy. And it does help offset everything they gave up to get Trey Lance.
Right.
When the last guy in the draft the next year, after you give up 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick to get Trey Lance, that does kind of balance it out and wipe everything clean, but they got their guy. And yes, if he stays healthy, and the only reason anyone has any trepidation about it is because no San Francisco 49er quarterback has been able to stay healthy for the past 5 years.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Other than 2019, when Jimmy Garoppolo went wire to wire, there's always been something. And then we capped the 2022 season with the elbow injury just when we were led to believe by the football gods that Brock Purdy was going to be exempt from whatever curse is on the 49ers quarterbacks. It happened. So, yeah, it's going to cause some people to say, well, let's see if he can stay healthy for 17 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Either way, he's got a quiet confidence in him that they believe in. He is an underrated athlete. His arm, it doesn't throw vapor trails across the air, but it's a good arm. You could see he makes all the throws. The San Francisco media, okay, I'm going to have some fun with them here because this is they just think because they were in the NFC Championship game that you're supposed to put Brock Purdy now in one of the 4 best quarterbacks in football conversation. And that's where I like come back to people with them sometimes and go, guys, it's really good. But, I mean, come on. It's the 49ers. They're awesome. It's Shanahan. I'm not ready to anoint him a top 10 quarterback in football after 7 games starting or 8 games starting, however many it was. And that's what we just want to see more. But confidence in the player and the team, if he stays healthy, I mean, come on. If you told me Brock Purdy stays healthy the whole year, I almost guarantee would write the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. I wouldn't even think about it. That's a false narrative that the 49er fan base is trying to create and argue with themselves about.
Hell, if you tell me that Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold stay healthy all year,
still
I'll
might
put him in
do
the
it,
NFC
right?
Championship. That's what triggers them on the next one about Trey Lance.
Exactly.
They get so freaked out about Trey Lance. How in the world can Sam Darnold be better than Trey Lance? Well, maybe he is. And we see the signs. We see it pointing in that direction, that it's going to be Darnold then Lance behind Brock Purdy, but I don't get it. I mean, it's like cultish tendencies that we see at times from 49ers fans and 49ers media. And hey, that's fine, folks. Go ahead. Do what you got to do to make yourself happy. And I know you've been close, and it's frustrating, and it's agonizing. You've been so close since 2019, and it feels like it's just a matter of time before you win a Super Bowl, and maybe this is the year. It's the Eagles and the 49ers in the NFC.
Yeah.
And I think the 49ers would have beaten the Eagles if Brock Purdy hadn't gotten injured. And hell, they kept it interesting even after Brock Purdy went out. So they keep their key players healthy this year, and it's going to be hard for me not to pick a rematch of Super Bowl 54, Chiefs and 49ers getting together in Las Vegas this season.
Yeah, I hear you. They're that type of football team. Like we talked about Miami a minute ago. The 49ers are another team you look at and go, the roster it's definitely one of the best in football. They are in the top 5 conversation for best rosters in football. I don't think there's any denying that. I think that's like standard protocol. If you ask 32 head coaches who the top 5 rosters in football, everyone's going to have the Dolphins, the 49ers in that conversation. We know the Eagles, and then we could start the debate after that, the Chiefs and Bengals and some other teams in there. But, yeah, I'm with you in your overall base thought there. Good for Brock Purdy. He looked good. Sam Darnold looked good, and so did Trey Lance. Trey Lance continues to look better and more comfortable. He's fixed his mechanics to a degree like we talked about. It's not perfect, but still, I think it was another encouraging appearance 2 weeks in a row to go, okay, we got something to build on with Trey Lance, and that should make the 49er fan base and Shanahan happy.
And before we completely close the books on what the 49ers did, let's give a little airtime, shall we, to Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, so we can hear directly what they thought about Purdy's return from that elbow surgery that he had back in March.
I thought he did real good. I mean, all the plays that he had, he made, and I don't think he had a bad one. You know, on that sack, that wasn't, we busted a protection, and we'll see if he could have done anything about it and got rid of it. You always try your hardest to get rid of it because once you get sacked there, it's tough to score, but it don't look like there was much you could do live.
Felt really good just to be out there with the guys in a game environment. Obviously, just get the nerves out a little bit. Just the build up to a game and everything, and then being able to, get an early completion to Debo and get things rolling. So it felt really good, be able to get out there, drive, and honestly just be in a game, environment, like I said. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, reason for the 49ers fans to be excited and hopeful and not angry, not fighting. I don't know if you saw that video. There was a brouhaha. There was a melee in the stands for the Broncos 49ers preseason game. But, be happy, 49ers fans.
Seriously.
It should be
It's
a
all
year.
good.
Don't get all nervous and anxious until the playoffs roll around. You should be fine from week 1 through week 18. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.